Todd, 36, chef, work at Talonmore Country Club, and I've been at Kanna for a little over a year and a half now. 350 classes, yep. Grew up in Ambler. Been here my whole life. Used to play baseball when I was younger, played basketball, jump ahead into high school. I did some volleyball, I was on the volleyball team. I was a swimmer. Other than that, that was about, the extent of it. Lost track of that for a little while. Took work a little more serious and just kind of wasn't really taking care of myself. It just spiraled, it's like being a chef, kind of a toxic environment. It is what it is, but I realized I was going down that path and I didn't like where I was going. So, I took it upon myself to start working out or, losing weight first, and then kind of got bored of what I was just riding a bike, and boring for me. Took like 3 months. However, I did lose like 50 pounds, and then I was looking for something different, and I stumbled upon Kanna, and I had no idea what I was getting myself into. And yeah, I just really enjoyed it from there on out. So I didn't know like it was CrossFit, right? Like you hear stuff about CrossFit and it's like so intense and that kind of stuff. I was looking for a gym, right? And I didn't want the regular LA Fitness, Planet Fitness, that kind of experience, because it's just a bunch of machines. I didn't see any machines really here, but it was very welcoming when I first walked in. Like obviously walking into a place like this is a little intimidating, but you, Lamb, I think you were all standing at the desk and were just super thrilled for me to walk in, and I felt welcomed, and it was, that. And then it was a little rough in the beginning because, like I said, there was no thought of what this could be. But, the more it went along, the community of people here, like, not even just the support, but like, people that I see doing things that I'm like, wow, I really want to do that, like a bar muscle up or something. Like it took me a good year, but I'm able to do them now and super proud of that. Like, I never thought I would ever be able to do that, let alone pick up 350 pounds like I did the other day. Like a deadlift for me was never in my, repertoire of, things I would even consider. Like pick up heavy things at work, but now that's kind of lightweight for me, right? But to have people that are doing things that I want to do and see and to push the pace, but not even for myself, but apparently I push people's paces as well because I'm trying to keep up with them and they're trying to, make me better. So it's a very supportive community of awesomeness. Honestly. Yeah, I've been there, I've done it before. It just doesn't seem like I could keep myself going there, right? There's no accountability other than myself. But showing up here is like, first you gotta sign up for the class, and then it's you're already signed up, so you have, that's just the one step. And then you see the same people and they're gonna, hey, where were you? That kind of deal. Like nobody's doing that at Planet Fitness or LA Fitness. Like you could show up, they just want your money. Outside of this, I've definitely changed my, my diet, my eating habits. I don't nearly snack as much as I used to. I eat a lot more protein just to build the muscle. I've seen a lot of muscle gain. Still losing fat, which, it's almost gone. I was only cycling, and I've never really run until now. And doing this made me to run, ironically. I was a smoker, heavy drinker, and to be able to run like I can run, I ran a 10K the other day, and I never would have thought I would do that, I'm signing up for races and stuff like that, it's just, I don't know, I guess it's the endorphins or whatever, the runner's high, I don't know. I really enjoy running, and running here kind of sucks, but still, it's still a part of it, right? I'd much rather run than get on a bike, but even the bike has everything has its own thing, it's there for a reason. It makes everything tick, right? You get out what you put in, right? It doesn't have to be super intense. You don't have to go all the time, right? Like the level, method, variety of, scaling that alone helps you kind of just figure out where your intensity should be at, right? Or how you feel from the day before, or how do you want to, it's your own workout. So even though there's a ton of people around, not a ton, but there's people around, they're still doing the same workout, Very family oriented, right? You got your kids on Saturdays on the whole other side of the gym. And I work out with Sue 3 days a week, and she's in her 70s, 80s? And John, John's awesome. And then to have someone working right next to me like Alice, right? Who's 14? The age difference is incredible. That's super awesome. To be able to do that at their age, and then to have someone that's young that wants to get into it, I think that's what it's all about. The longevity of health and Like, I want to be able to do what John's doing at his age or what, Sue's doing at her age. Like, I would love to still be able to run at that age, right? And like, I think that's what finally clicked for me, realizing where I was at before I started here. So my father's got cancer, and I was a heavy drinker, and his cancer's based off of drinking. I mean, it kind of just made sense to pretty much stop, right? I didn't stop right away, but it definitely helped. And starting here, there's no way I'm, what I want to get to what, like my goal was, like, there was no way I was going to be able to do that if I was drinking. And it just made sense for me, And to see what he's gone through and like what he struggles with all the time, I don't want that, It's terrible to see that. And I want to be there for my sister, who's, we're the same age, but she's got a lot going on in her life too, and she had her first kid, so I don't want to be the drunk uncle, the ignorant asshole, excuse my French, but yeah. And I'd like to start a family myself sometime and know what I'm getting myself into. I mean, we're all nervous, right? I mean, the biggest thing is stepping through the door just to come and talk to somebody, but to like make it through the base camp, and you don't even really know what's going on at that point. But once you get into your first class, everybody's so there for you, like supportive and encouraging you to just try it out. It's different. It's definitely different. I mean, you just got to go for it. Like, try it out. What's the worst that could happen? You could injure yourself, maybe, but I don't think anybody here would push you to a limit where you would injure yourself. Injuries happen even outside of here, right? And let me put it into perspective. I cut myself more outside of work than I do at work. So it's kind of like that.